Hey everyone, welcome back. Linux Kernel 7.2 is out, and it landed right on schedule. Linus Torvalds announced the stable release, wrapping up a cycle that saw a high volume of changes and contributions. If you run Linux on desktops, servers, or specialized hardware, this one has several practical upgrades worth knowing about.
Let's start with one of the bigger user-visible improvements, cache-aware scheduling. Modern Intel and AMD processors often have multiple last-level cache domains. The new scheduler support helps keep related tasks on cores that share the same cache instead of scattering them across the chip. The result should be better performance and efficiency for multi-threaded workloads, especially on larger CPUs. Early reports point to solid gains in certain server and database scenarios. On the graphics side, the AMDGPU driver gains initial HDMI 2.1 fixed-rate link (FRL) support. This is an important step toward full HDMI 2.1 capabilities, which matter for high refresh rate 4K and higher resolution displays. There is also continued work on AMD image signal processing with the ISP4 driver landing, plus other driver refinements for both AMD and Intel hardware.
Hardware enablement keeps expanding. There is initial support for Apple's M3 processors, enough to boot on mainline, though full functionality is still developing. CPU model support for Intel's Panther Lake R rugged series, and various laptop and peripheral updates. You'll also find better support for certain handheld devices and controllers, including the Hori Pad for Nintendo Switch-style setups. Networking and interconnect work includes USB 4 Stream, a protocol that enables efficient data transfers over USB 4 and Thunderbolt links.
Filesystem sees several quality of life and performance updates. BTRFS now enables large folios by default, which can improve memory and I/O behavior. The newer NTFS implementation continues to mature. SMB gains compressed file support, and there are improvements across XFS, EROFS with FS cache backend work, Ceph, and NFS. Networking additions include better MPTCP signaling for IPv6, GRO/GSO support for PPPoE, and other refinements. Rust support in the kernel continues to grow. The zero-copy library arrives to make safer, zero-cost memory manipulation easier, and there is initial Rust support for the IBM System 390 architecture. Security-related changes include expanded landlock controls for UDP sockets, enhancements to the integrity measurement architecture, and improved slab allocator partitioning. Not everything is about adding new features. The kernel continues cleaning house. Thousands of lines of legacy i486-era code have been removed, along with old drivers and protocols that are no longer relevant. This keeps the codebase healthier and reduces long-term maintenance burden. One note of realism. A new, fairer GPU scheduler approach was tried during the cycle, but later reverted because it caused regressions. That kind of late adjustment is normal and shows the process is working as intended. Torvalds himself noted that the final week was larger than ideal, under what he calls the new normal of higher contribution volume, partly AI-assisted. But the release still shipped on time. If you want to try 7.2, you can grab the source from kernel.org or Torvalds Git tree and compile it yourself. For most users, the smarter path is to wait until your distribution packages it and runs its own testing. Rolling release distros and those targeting recent kernels will get it first. Security fixes from this release will also flow into long-term stable branches over time. Looking ahead, the merge window for Linux 7.3 is already open, with the first release candidate expected around the end of August, and a final release targeted for mid to late October 2026. That's the high-level view of Linux Kernel 7.2. It is a solid incremental release focused on better scheduling, improved hardware support, especially for AMD graphics and newer CPUs, file system and networking refinements, and continued modernization of the codebase. If you have a specific use case, gaming, servers, laptops, or embedded, feel free to share in the comments how these changes might affect you. Thanks for watching. If this was useful, give it a like, subscribe for more Linux and open source coverage, and I'll see you in the next one.